Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Champion Cycle. On this episode, we have a 2026 Yamaha R1. We figured it's a perfect bike to do a quick tunes video on, as it being Yamaha's new flagship machine. And I'm sure you guys are all curious to find out exactly what power it will make once she's up on the dyno. Just to give you a brief history, it is brand new. It's at 986 kilometers. It's not even got its break-in service done yet. We are gonna go ahead and beat it up and put it through the ringers on the dyno, get this thing all dialed in correctly. We have our pal Rob here. If you guys wanna take a look at Rob, say hello, Rob, to the folks at home. Rob has volunteered to let us use his bike as a guinea pig and to do this video to bring you guys some hard data. We went ahead and got him a custom titanium exhaust. As you guys can see, it's beautiful as all hell. We put in a high flow air filter. In this case, we used a K&N. Now, for those that don't know, I'm gonna go ahead and say something here controversial, and all these different brands and manufacturers and shops that like to sell whatever air filter they can get their hands on fast will tell you otherwise, but I will tell you what the dyno tells me. It doesn't matter what air filter, okay? Sprint, BMC, K&N, and whatever other, they're all the same. As long as it's not foam or paper, and it's one of the upgraded high flows, they make the same power. I've done every filter under the sun. So if you call one supplier, they'll push you on Sprint. You know why? Because they can get Sprint the fastest. If you call another supplier, they'll tell you BMC. Why? Because they get a better deal on BMC. It's all bullshit. Any high flow filter will make these things run like they should. So, as you guys can see, bone stock bike, high flow air filter, cat delete mid pipe back slip on. We're gonna go ahead and put it up on the dyno, no tune. Right now it's stock, so we're gonna have some engine lights and all that jazz. We're gonna go ahead and do some base pulls and see where your bike will land with an air filter and a pipe and no tune. So for those of you that are debating whether you even need a tune, this will tell you whether you do or don't. So stick around, guys. We'll get a quick tunes going on this. Once we get it up on the dyno, I am gonna go ahead and work some wizardry and make some changes and stuff, and we'll tell you guys what we're doing through the process. A lot of electronic throttle valve de-restricts to do on this puppy and stuff like that. Stick around, guys, and follow me to the dyno. sounds terrible. Am I on? No. It's fucking brutal. Did you see it stumble? It was like.
You hear it. It almost like it lagged and then it started picking up.
Oh, you disconnected. It was already on.
I don't know what I just did. I pressed that and it vibrated. But
it was probably at like, I'm going to say about 10,000 RPM, right? It sounded like it.
7,000.
Okay.
7,000 and at 3,800, it just fucking went. So fucking bad. We'll sort that out. Good? All right, guys, so there you have it. I went ahead and did some baseline pulls. I just did quarter turn, half turn, and full turn just to give us some baselines. Obviously, I have to go through all the throttle percentages from 0 to 100 in increments, 5, 10, 15, etc., etc. So it's going to take me some time. But just to give us some baseline numbers, we did quarter throttle, half throttle, full throttle, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull away. You could probably hear in the video that at one point it was just the choking, dying for fuel. So I went ahead and I just moved some of them just so you guys can have one graph to look at. As you guys can see, insanely lean. This is the stumble you may have heard if you have good speakers. And then decent, and then a little bit rich, and then again really lean. So as you guys can see in the whole, let's call it 0 to 8,000, this thing's a total piece of shit. So if you did go ahead and buy a slip-on and an air filter, and you thought, I don't need a tune because some dork at the forum told me I didn't need to. Well, that dork was wrong, and your bike will run like shit. So if you don't tune, be prepared for burning valves, a stuttering motorcycle, totally twitchy throttle, and just all in all, an unhealthy machine. Not to mention the heat between your legs, you will feel it as she's running lean. Base horsepower was 163.69. and base torque was 73.40. Now keep in mind, this is not base stock. This is base untuned with high flow air filter, cat delete, and a slip-on. So 163.69, so obviously we'll call that 164. 73.40, we'll call that 73. So 164 horsepower, 73 foot-pounds of torque. We're gonna go ahead and work some tuning magic, do a couple pulls and see where we get it from here. I'll check back with you guys soon and we'll see how much we can get out of this thing. Keep in mind, guys, we are gonna be tuning in SAE Smoothing 5 in typical Champion fashion. We are not playing games with standard, uncorrected, and all that other hoopla that we see online. For those that know, you know. So stick around, guys. We'll get this one going and see what we can get out of it. All right, guys, so we went ahead and made a few different dyno runs. Obviously, we didn't record them all. I made some adjustments, made some changes. I got this thing already after 1 or 2 sets of adjustments from what we had prior to 175 horse and 75.5 foot-pounds. As you guys can see, the air fuel still looks like shit, but it's a lot better than it was, and we did some de-restricting. We are going to go ahead and keep working on this AFR and wind up seeing what we can get out of it. I'm hoping to see anywhere in the mid-180s. That would be super impressive out of a Yamaha R1. Let's keep going at it. Just thought we'd touch base and let you know where we landed. Let's see what happens. All right, guys, so there you have it. That about wraps it up. We wound up seeing a max of 180, but at 180, the bike was very twitchy because we had opened up the throttle valve a lot and made some more fuel adjustments. I felt that it was a little bit too lean for my personal preference, so we went ahead and fattened it up down low a little bit just to take some of that twitchiness away and get the air fuel where we want it to be. Bring the camera on around here for the folks at home. So that's our graph. Horsepower and torque, as you guys can see, it's 176 horsepower and 75 foot-pounds of torque. That's again in SAE Smoothing 5. That about does it for this one, guys. So there you go. There's no bullshit, nonsense, inflamed numbers. We're not trying to sell a product. We're not trying to tell you the bike makes 200 horsepower so we can sell you some flash tuner, big box garbage with lies. We're not trying to sell you our flash tune services, even though we do provide them, but we are not trying to sell them to you, so we're not going to blow you up and blow smoke up your asses with some STD numbers and uncorrected numbers talking about we tune each independent cylinder, blah, blah, all this bullshit hoopla trying to sell products. Unlike some of the other guys, we are an actual shop, and our bread and butter is our shop Tuning is just one of the things we do, so it's not a priority for us to lie or scam anybody and force you to do nonsense based on big numbers. This is the real numbers. This is what it makes. We use a Dyno Jet 250i, latest and greatest, WinPep 8, fully calibrated, no big numbers, no scams. 176 and 75 foot-pounds, high flow air filter, cat delete, and bolt-on pipe. That's what she makes. R1, tuned to perfection, de-restricted, running smooth as butter. Sure, you can get more out of it if you're racing, but for a street guy, that's gonna run amazing. Low, high, mid, highway, street, to the local coffee shop. It's gonna run like a dream. We'll see you guys on the next one. You guys, if you're happy as usual, like, comment, and subscribe. We will keep the content coming. Until then, guys, hit the pavement, hit the track, have some fun. We'll see you guys around.